Well, we've done it. We moved on from the first round. Cavs really spent the last couple of days, to be honest, sitting in this familiar postseason position where they didn't know if they were going to move on to the second round or was this going to be another short run.
Yeah.
And we got that answer last night when the Cavs won Game 7 here in Cleveland. But after the game, yeah, you get to exhale, but only for a minute because they're off today. And boom, you start that second round series tomorrow night in Detroit.
That's what happens when you let it go to a Game 7.
Yeah,
you don't get the break.
Get rid of it early.
So, round 2, here we go with the Detroit Pistons. And of course, our Mike Polk Jr. has a closer look at the competition and what we as fans need to know.
Be honest, Cavs fans, you had some serious doubts that your team would still be playing basketball this week, didn't you? I know I did. It's okay to admit it. That uncertainty was not unwarranted. It comes from a legitimate place. Given our team's recent postseason history, that queasy feeling we all experienced after the Game 6 loss in Toronto wasn't just cynical pessimism, it was familiarity with a pattern that we had come to know too well. But as we witnessed last night, teams can grow and patterns can change. And when they do, our attitude should adjust to reflect that change, which is why I'm encouraging both the Cavs and their fans to approach this next series against the Pistons with an unbridled confidence that borders on arrogance. We have to convey with certainty to our opponents that even though they're the higher seed, we're the better team, even if that's not actually certainly true. Because, as my boy Kurt Vonnegut said, we are what we pretend to be. So let's just pretend to be unstoppable, and maybe we can be. Detroit is a talented but very young team without much postseason experience. They made the playoffs last year for the first time since 2019 and got stomped by the Knicks in round 1. Compare that to this Cavs team and fan base that has garnered a wealth of frustrating postseason experience over the past 3 years. That's a meaningful advantage. I'm not going to attempt to do a whole roster comparison between these two teams, not just because I'm unqualified, but because that's not my job. I'm not a sports analyst. I'm a Cleveland proponent. So my duty is to remind you of why our city is so much better than our rival city. Fortunately, given our opponent, that's not a tall order. But let's take a look at 3 examples that best illustrate our superiority. Number 1, city founding. Cleveland was founded by General Moses Cleveland, an American patriot and Revolutionary War general, whereas Detroit was actually founded as a fur trading post by some Frenchy guy named Antoine de la Motte Cadillac. The city remained under French control for almost 60 years, and some people, like myself, still consider it to be little more than a largely abandoned French colony. Advantage Cleveland. Number 2, city motto. Much can be learned from analyzing a city's acting mission statement. Cleveland's official motto is progress and prosperity, which reflects the hope and optimism that most Clevelanders carry in their hearts. By comparison, Detroit's motto is, we hope for better things. It will rise from the ashes, which sounds less like a proud declaration and more like a defeatist text message you get from a sad friend who's going through a bad breakup. Advantage Cleveland. 3, fictional hero comparison. As we all know, Cleveland is the birthplace of Superman, the world's greatest protector, who was created right here in Glenville. By contrast, Detroit's primary fictional crime fighter is RoboCop, who, for all his clever gadgetry, I think we can agree, is no son of Krypton. Advantage Cleveland. In other words, one of the best things Cleveland has going for it as we enter this series is the fact that we're not Detroit! You knew it was coming. And finally, special shout out to last night's hero and fellow cat daddy, Jared Allen. You did Silo and Sasha really proud last night. Keep it up and go Cavs.
Fellow cat daddy.